Periklis Tsoukalas. I am from Greece and I am making this video to represent you the Sahmeran. Sahmeran is a baritone electric oud. Electric oud is something, let's say, not old but also not new. And most of the approaches of the players and the makers are to electrify the oud in order to make an acoustic sound louder. So first of all, let's think the relationship between a classical guitar and electric guitar. They are totally two different instruments. They are called guitars. They have many similarities, but they sound different. They have totally different approach, and they are totally two different instruments. And also, it's totally different the way of playing. If you have different sound, then you express yourself much differently. So you can think like this, almost like this. If you want to think the relationship between an acoustic oud and electric oud. Acoustic ouds and electric ouds are using, both of them, they are using nylon strings. So we don't need electromagnetism for electric ouds, but we need the Piezo system. My approach for this oud, when I think about making this oud, is not electrified an acoustic oud. I don't want to have an acoustic oud sound louder. I have another oud for this reason. But this one is for totally different situations. More loud music, so of course you need more balance. Modern kinds of music from psychedelic rock and more new forms, let's say, of music. That's why in my signal chain I'm using some pedals, but after some special trying of which kind of pedals I should use, trying to balance the frequencies. There are many things you have to think until you have the final result of your sound. So sometimes I'm using special made pedals, special made for me and for electric oud. Some other times I'm using pedals I'm buying from the market, but also not any pedals can do it. It's a combination, some guitar pedals, some bass pedals. Also I'm using bass amplifier for this oud, but also it can work with a guitar amplifier for a totally different approach. I prefer the bass amplifier because currently what I am doing, I am going to the lower frequencies and I want this power. So I will give you some example of the sound of this oud using an Ampeg 110 BA. It's a small amplifier. Everything is set up about the middle. Bass, middle and trebles are in the middle. Likewise here in this Fishman Preamp Plus system I'm using for this oud. I can give you some sound examples, so you can have an idea. As I told you, everything is set up in the middle. You can change the sound very much by using your settings in your equalizer. Now it's a clean signal from cable directly to the amp. Nothing more, nothing in between. So this length is 58 centimeters, which is like the more or less standard length of Turkish oud. 58 or 58.5. This is a 58 length. The tuning I am using for this oud It's a standard D tuning. That means that my third string is on D. D. Re. D. Also, I am not using a standard tuning of 440 Hz. This is 432 Hz. I like this tuning. It's another story. Going down to the strings, so I am using a normal D tuning in fourths like normal oud, and my two bass strings are tuned differently. So my bass string is A according to this, and I have another D, lower D. So I can use or A. As you see, my three last strings are single ones for more, let's say, more clean sound and more balance. So I can use my baritone area by playing. By saying baritone, I mean with this tuning, my last string, the bum tail, the bass one, it's tuned in A1. So that's the frequencies. This is the range starting from A1. This is D, D2. This is E2 also, and going up slowly. In normal oud tuning in fourths. So you can use it as a baritone. So you can use it as normal oud. Or you can go down. Or more down. The sound is more or less like this, but it's changing dramatically according to which amplifier you are using, which tuning you are using, and also which kind of settings in your equalizer. I like this sound that is not very, let's say, bright sound. So you can see in my high string, it's not very bright, but it can be very bright if I change the settings of the trebles or any settings. It's totally changing the sound too much, and you can have a very good approach of what you are playing. If I use only the preamplifier of the Fishman, I can boost the bass, so you can hear. Back in the original position, which is the middle, and I can boost my trebles. Going down. Or boost a little bit the middles. So let's go to the next video so you can come with a conclusion about what this instrument can do with pedals.